The main question of this video is, if you plan to move to Germany, like, okay, taxes are high, the war is happening, recession is coming. So 42% taxes is something which keeps people away from Germany. And if I work in US, I get paid more, and then
I know that you're trying to fix me, but I don't wanna be like you.
तो मैं तुम्हारा भाई खड़ा है इस टाइम पे म्यूनिक के अंदर। स्वागत है एक नए ब्लॉग के अंदर। और आज जिस दिन ये वीडियो शूट हो रही है, तुम्हारे भाई ने कंप्लीट कर लिए हैं 6 महीने जर्मनी के अंदर। अभी भी लगता है जैसे कल की, मतलब हाँ कल की ही बात लगती है। कल की बात तो नहीं, मतलब 1 महीने पहले की बात लगती है कि मैं अभी जर्मनी में आया था, सब कुछ फिगर आउट कर रहा था। बाकी फिलहाल तुम्हारा भाई आज फॉर अ चेंज बर्लिन में नहीं खड़ा, म्यूनिक के अंदर खड़ा है। और आज टाइम हो रहा है 9:42 24 में। तो काफ़ी मतलब एक पर्सनल माइलस्टोन सा फील होता है कि अच्छा यार 6 महीने कंप्लीट कर लिए डॉइचलैंड के अंदर। बाकी आज जो ये वीडियो है इसके अंदर आज हम बात करेंगे, इज़ जर्मनी स्टिल वर्थ मूविंग फॉर एक्सपैट्स। और मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि मैंने 6 महीने यहाँ पे बिता लिए हैं, तो मैं थोड़ी बहुत तो बात कर सकता हूँ। ऑफकोर्स भाई यहाँ पे लोग काफ़ी टाइम से रह रहे हैं, वो नहीं बता पाते। तो मैं थोड़ी सी कोशिश करूँगा इस वीडियो के अंदर तुम्हें बताने की, क्योंकि मोस्टली अगर तुमने इस वीडियो पे क्लिक किया, या तो तुम स्टूडेंट हो इंडिया के अंदर, या तो तुम या तो कोई मतलब जॉब के लिए तुम इधर आना चाह रहे हो, ए या बी कैटेगरी में से कौन से हो तुम नीचे लिख सकते हो। बाकी फ़िलहाल थोड़ी देर में आएगी हमारी ट्रैम। अभी टाइम हो रहा है 9:44, मुझे पहुंचा था 10 बजे यहाँ पे एक ऑफिस के अंदर। और जिससे आज मैं तुम्हें मिलाने वाला हूँ भाई, शी इज़ एन एक्सपर्ट इस टॉपिक पे, शी इज़ एन एक्सपर्ट। बाकी जर्मनी में रहने के बाद एक चीज़ तो बड़ी यार, लोग कहते हैं कि जर्मनी में आओगे तो बड़ा टाइम पे चीज़ें चलने लग जाएंगी, बट मेरे साथ ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं है। अभी 9:44 हो रहे हैं, मुझे आधा घंटा लगेगा और मुझे 10 बजे पहुँचना था, तो ऑफकोर्स आई विल बी 15 मिनट्स लेट। तो कोई नहीं भाई, वो तो चलता रहता है। बाकी भाई यहाँ पे जो डॉइचलैंड टिकट है वो आ चुकी है। तो यहाँ पे 49 यूरोज़ अगर तुम पे करोगे तो उसमें तुम पूरा जर्मनी घूम सकते हो। और तुम्हारा भाई बर्लिन से जर्मनी 49 यूरो टिकट लेके ही आया है, तो उसमें बेसिकली तुम्हें कुछ पे नहीं करना पड़ता। बट यहाँ पे आ चुकी है हमारी ट्रैम, इसको अब लेना पड़ेगा, ये बैग यहाँ पर मिस ना हो जाए। और यहाँ की ट्रैम थोड़ी अलग दिखती है, जैसे बर्लिन में तुम देखोगे सारा पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट का कलर थोड़ा येलो है, यहाँ पर आई थिंक थोड़ा सा ब्लू है। तो दैट इज़ द मेन डिफरेंस। बाकी अब चलते हैं भाई, और ज़्यादा लेट नहीं होता। तो यहाँ पे ट्रैम ट्रूम ले ली है एंड अब जाना है उबान में। सामने है उबान स्टेशन। और तुम अगर देखोगे म्यूनिक के अंदर तो सब कुछ ब्लू है, ब्लू, जैसे यहाँ की ट्रैम ब्लू है। इससे पहले जो ट्रेन में अभी तुम्हें दिखाऊंगा वो भी ब्लू होगी मोस्टली। तो बर्लिन का कलर येलो है, यहाँ का कलर ब्लू है। तो भाई जहाँ तक आज मेरे कपड़ों की बात है, आज तुम्हारे भाई ने फुल फॉर्मल पहना हुआ है। और यहाँ पे ऐसे ही काला बैग लेके चल रहा हूँ, जैसे इसमें कुछ 40-50 लाख फिरौती का पैसा हो, बट ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। इसमें मेरा ड्रोन और बाकी सारा इक्विपमेंट है, तो थोड़ा बहुत शूट करेंगे, मज़ा आएगा भाई। भाई लग कैसा रहा है तुम्हारा भाई, ये बताना ज़रूरी होता है भाई। तुम्हें बताओ, कमेंट में बताओ, सेक्सी लग रहा है नहीं लग रहा तुम्हारा भाई। यहाँ तक जर्मनी में स्टेशन की बात है, जैसे मुझे U2 में जाना है, ये मेसी, स्टाड, ऑस्ट, मुझे पता नहीं, अब मैं प्रोनाउंसिएशन ऑफ कोर्स गलत कर रहा हूँ, बट मैं यूजुअली स्टार्टिंग के 4-5 वर्ड्स पकड़ता हूँ। मेसी, अब मेसी के पास जाना है भाई, ये मुझे अभी भी नहीं आएगी। उसके लिए आई थिंक आई हैव टू लर्न लाइक प्रॉपर जर्मन, तब जाके मैं इन प्रोनाउंसिएशन को सही कर पाऊँगा। तो ये मेरी अभी रडार पे है यार। मैंने जर्मन पे इतना भी ध्यान दिया नहीं है लास्ट 6 महीनों में, बट अभी धीरे धीरे करके आई थिंक ऑफ कोर्स विद एवरी पासिंग मंथ तो थोड़ा बहुत बेटर होगा ही होगा। बट आई थिंक मेरी छूट गई, नेक्स्ट वाली लेनी पड़ेगी। बट जर्मन तुम्हारा भाई बहुत जल्द सीखेगा प्रॉपर। तो भाई एक और चीज़ यहाँ की मेट्रो के बारे में मुझे काफ़ी डिफरेंट लगी है। एक तो पहले ये स्टैंड्स लगे हुए हैं हर जगह ना, तो जैसे वहाँ पे देखोगे, यहाँ पे देखोगे, ऐसा मैंने नहीं देखा कहीं पे। तो ये काफ़ी डिफरेंट है, काफ़ी सही मेट्रो है भाई। जैसे इंडिया के अंदर दिल्ली मुंबई वाले अक्सर लड़ते रहते हैं कि अच्छा दिल्ली बेटर है या मुंबई बेटर है, तो म्यूनिक और बर्लिन के बीच में मैंने ऐसा सुना है। और ऑफ कोर्स बर्लिन बेटर है, क्योंकि तुम्हारा भाई वहाँ पे रहता है। आई थिंक बर्लिन मुझे ना काफ़ी चिल लगता है। मतलब जितना मैंने म्यूनिक से दोस्तों के बारे में सुना है कि म्यूनिक बहुत पॉश है, साफ़ सफाई बहुत ज़्यादा है, तो वो तो तुम्हारा भाई आज कैमरे के साथ बाहर आया है, तो वो तुम देख ही लेंगे भाई, वो तो दिखाऊंगा। बाकी अब जाना कहाँ पे भाई, वो एक बार चेक करना पड़ेगा। इधर जाएं कमेंट में बताओ। नहीं मैं फिगर आउट करता हूँ, गूगल मैप बताएगा, मेरा भाई है गूगल मैप मेरा। तो भाई अभी तुम्हारा भाई सीधा चल ही रहा था, तो यहाँ पे इस रोड पे मैंने देखे काफ़ी सारे मोटर होम्स खड़े हुए हैं। पीछे से ये वाला एक मोटर होम खड़ा हुआ है। मोटर होम का जब भी नाम आता है ऑफकोर्स सारे ट्रैवलिंग देसी के बारे में सोचते हैं, जो कनाडा में मोटर होम सीरीज़ कर रहे हैं। आई थिंक अब वो USA में भी कर रहे हैं। पहले आई थिंक मैं उनके बहुत ज़्यादा व्लॉग्स देखता था, बट अब थोड़ा सा लाइफ थोड़ी ज़्यादा बिजी हो गई है, बट कभी कभी फिर भी देख लेता हूँ व्हाट इज़ ही अप टू। काफ़ी सही है भाई ट्रैवलिंग देसी, आई एम अ बिग फैन ऑफ ट्रैवलिंग देसी एज वेल। बाकी ये एक मोटर होम है, अगर फ्यूचर में पैसा पूसा आया तो यूरोप में भी कर सकते हैं भाई, यूरोप में मोटर होम सीरीज़ काफ़ी सही रहेगी, कभी जर्मनी कभी, और यहाँ पे तो बॉर्डरलेस है, बॉर्डरलेस यूरोप में तो कहीं पे भी जाओ, बस एक वीज़ा लो कहीं पे भी जाओ, तो दैट कैन ऑल्सो बी अ फ्यूचर prospect. So यहाँ पे I have Namrata with me and she works for Hobart. The day we are recording this video, I completed like 6 months in Germany.
okay.
So how long you have stayed in Germany?
So my story is a little different. I am actually born here in Germany, but I'm still an expat. So how does that work? I was born here in Germany, but I was really small when we went back to India. So I'm completely was an Indian by heart. That means I've lived there, I learned everything there, went to school there, and that's why I'm also fluent in Hindi and Punjabi. I was also completely new to the culture. I couldn't remember when I was a child, you know, how were the things about or how were the things really like back then. But it was completely new. I didn't know how to speak German. I didn't know what the system looks like back then as well. So
At what age you moved to Germany? Like I'm curious because
I was 13.
13, okay, 13, okay.
Exactly.
I was 24, so like almost 10 years.
I was studying back then. I went to school as well in Germany. That means even I have experienced the same things like, okay, I was not aware of the language, not aware of the system. But because I went to school, I came to know about Germany, about culture, about the system itself. And that's also why I also started with Horbach. I completed, or within my studies, I've started with Horbach with just general consultations. That means I was consulting everybody, mainly of course Germans, because we are in Germany, you know.
Yeah.
I'm Indian German, Indo-German or German Indian. That means, of course, in the country where I was born, I was an expat. I exactly know how do you feel when you're completely new in a country.
Yeah, exactly.
And what are the problems that you usually face? But because I went to school here, have done the schooling, came to know more about the system, I'm now very much familiar with the system itself.
In last 6 months for me, I think if you stay in Germany, if you come to Germany, I think with each and every day you face like different kind of problems, and with each and every passing day, I think it just gets better. Like the first month when I arrived here, it was like, oh, I can't do Germany, and then initially then you get your friends, and then you get into the financial system and everything. So I think it gets easier, and especially I think the kind of video that we are making today, like, is it still worth moving to Germany in 2023? And of course, like I've spent like 6 months, so I wouldn't say I'm like the best person to talk about this thing. I can talk like a little bit, whereas Namrata, she has stayed here for like since she is 13, so of course she is the best person to talk about these things. So, I usually don't do like scripted videos and everything. I don't do. It's usually with me, like I just go out with my camera and I just speak. But for this video, just to give you value, we have written like few pointers so that we give like all the right pointers to you guys. So I think honestly, like in last 6 months, the biggest problem for me has been, of course, the language. I stay in Berlin. We are shooting this video in Munich. So in Berlin, I think if I don't speak German, then I think it's pretty chill. I haven't had like much of problems, but I think it's always recommended if you're planning to come to Germany as an expat to learn the language. Yeah, what do you say? Like, of course.
Yes, of course. So you have to speak German because everything, the bureaucratic stuff, the paperwork is in German. So the legal language is German. You have to speak that also to get the jobs here. But good news. First of all, to help you with any kind of bureaucracies, there are for people like me who can, of course, speak English and Hindi and Punjabi. I'm Punjabi. I come from Punjab. From
Which
Patiala.
one? Oh, Patiala. Okay,
Exactly.
okay. Patiala, it's famous for the Patiala peg and the Patiala lassi. So
Exactly, and also Patiala jutti.
Patiala jutti, yeah,
Exactly,
okay.
exactly. Patiala shahi salwar and much more stuff, exactly. But you have people where you can get help from. So I would say there are two phases. One is you're unaware of and nothing. So you do not know anything. You do not know the language. You do not know what to do. And in these kind of situations, you need somebody to be with you. It would be best, maybe, also you have few friends, but also professional advice on everything.
Yeah.
Because there should be somebody who is understanding what's written on the paper in German.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. But then, of course, you should be learning German gradually. But I can tell you from my experience, so it's about learning by doing. You can also, be a bookworm. You can try to speak German, but you should be just be around German people, you would be learning
Pick
that
up those
language.
languages.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
So like I have a very interesting story. Like since last 6 months, I have been staying in a hostel with Argentinian people. So I don't know, like when you stay with them, you tend to pick up like few words and everything. So now I know a couple of Spanish words. One thing I have observed about Germany, like Germany is still like crazy about the paperwork. Like they send like a lot of letters. In India, I mean, half of the things were on the mail, and in Germany, I get like 3 to 5 letters a week. And if I don't check my letterbox, I'm like, okay, I'm missing out on so many things. Especially those letters are in German, so you always have to use your phone to translate them and everything. So learn German if you are planning to come to Germany as an expat. So the main question of this video is like, you plan to move to Germany, like, okay, taxes are high, the war is happening, recession is coming. Is it still worth moving to Germany as an expat in 2023?
I would say yes, of course, because we can also see, okay, what have the Indian people doing so far? As I came here to Germany 2012, I was seeing really less Indian faces around.
Yeah, now it's increasing. Like
Exactly.
if I walk in Berlin, there are so many Indians.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's increasing, so there should be something behind that people are coming here to Germany. Of course, we do have a lot of paperwork, and like I said, of course, there are people to help you. You can also take my help when it's about financial things. I'm always there for my clients, you know, also for the single things. But when you look at the system as such, the Germany system is stable. You know, comparison USA health insurance, healthcare system, comparison to other countries. Okay, education is free, of course, in Germany, and also less expensive. For example, IT professionals and so on. So that's exactly where we Indians are actually, you know, known for.
Yeah, I moved here as a student, but at some point, if I plan to work here and then everything, so 42% taxes is something which keeps people away from Germany. They're like, okay, if I make like 100K, then 40 is already gone. And if I work in US, I get paid more. And then, like, how do you think? How do you navigate? Like, should I go? Should I not go?
So for me, it's always about not picking on a problem, but seeing the solution. And of course, we do pay a lot of taxes in Germany, yes. And maybe also I haven't told the community I consult mainly Indians. And people, you know, migrating from India within the financial topics, and at least 90% of my clients are above or earners above average. That means they are paying the taxes. They are already having this tax bracket of the highest tax bracket, 42%.
So what's like a good salary here? Like for example, if I have like 2 years of experience in India, and then what's like okay, this is the salary, like
Maybe that will be just too general question. I can tell you about my clients' experience of me. So I do see a net salaries of 4,000.
4,000
And
and
more?
like annually, how much are we talking about? 60,000?
They're all so many of them above 66K.
66. So,
Okay.
so for example, if I earn like 66K, so I will be like among like okay,
Exactly.
good.
Exactly. So
Okay.
the Indian community is, like I said, earning above average. So you already have the Indian community already, or we already have the privilege to be called rich people because of the income alone, meaning that you would be paying highest taxes.
Okay.
Exactly. So
And Germany needs people who want to pay taxes because
each country would.
yeah, of course.
You would be paying a lot of taxes. That's just about to think, okay, how can I reduce this tax payment?
By getting married. No.
Yeah. Can you think of something? When would you get some tax advantage?
Tax advantage from the government? I don't know. Like what I know about, like, okay, for example, as a single male, you pay like 40% taxes. If you get married, then it gets less. And if you get kids here, then it gets more reduced.
A good point that you said. So okay, you said when you're having a family, you pay less taxes.
Yeah.
Okay. And of course, the state as such has some problems, and for that you receive some tax advantages. Now, okay, when you have kids, you pay less taxes. Why are kids important for Germany?
Because they need people, like they need working hands, and
Exactly.
they want less people to depend on the immigrants. And I think like the reproduction rate is also like plays a big
Exactly.
role in that. Like if a country's reproduction rate is going down and people are not having kids, so then they invite all the immigrants and then they lay out these policies like immigrant-friendly policies, which Germany is doing right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's basically the demographic change that we see in Germany, and this affects, for example, social security systems, pension planning, and this affects healthcare system.
Mhm.
You know, much more old people there who needs to be taken care of. Because we have demographic changes, we have tax advantages when you plan for your pension, when you plan for long-term wealth. Here people saying, okay, I invest in India. I ask them, okay, you're paying a lot of taxes. You were talking about the problem. Now the solution is to invest in Germany, use some amount of your taxes to build up your own wealth.
Only reason we are having this conversation right now in front of the camera is because like when we had like our first call, and she told me about like these different kind of financial things. I'm like, shit, I don't know about these things, and I have to get Namrata to talk about these things. So if you you think like, okay, tax is not a big problem. Language is something which you can still work on for like next 2 years, and taxes is gone, language is gone. Do you think it's still beneficial to move to Germany, or?
Yeah, exactly. So I cannot think of any another
big major red flag.
Exactly. What you bring to Germany is actually you and your, I would say, your brains.
Yeah.
You don't do a specific job.
And I feel like if you are watching from India, Pakistan, or like if you have this Asian background, and I feel like in Asia people tend to save like a lot of money, and then they're like, okay, we have to get our house by 30, we have to get this car.
When you say, okay, we have the saving mindset, but when you're in Germany, you just have the saving mindset with you save the money, but where do you save that? On your bank account or under your pillow. But you know, we have problems like inflation. That means inflation is eating up your money. I mean, if I just take 100K and put that under my pillow, and I keep it there for 40 years, the money is half of the value or even less.
It's gone,
So it's more about that you invest.
But do you get the interest? Like in India, if you put your money in the bank, you get interest from the government. So in Germany, do you get, or how does it work?
Now you're getting a little interest.
How much is that for?
1
or 2%?
Exactly. So
okay, not much.
that's not much. Exactly. In India, we do get, and the reason is always interest is dependent on the inflation in the current country. When we look at the inflation, so with inflation we mean, okay, how much can you buy with this €1, 1 rupee? With the same money, this basket, how much have you paid 1 year back, 2 years back, or today, or in the future? And in Germany, we usually see stable inflation by 2%. That's the usual case. What we see right now is an exception. So
it's pretty high right now because of the war.
Exactly, because of war and so on. But of course, on long run, we will be seeing moderate, the 2%, roundabout. But in India, we have high inflation rates. They've been already high. So if the inflation is of course high, you also need to pay a little more interest for the people to keep their money on the banks. But this is not a problem that much in Germany if you get less interest here, because you still have the opportunity to yield returns.
Like other options.
Exactly.
For example, like I know one, like you can invest in stock markets, and what are the other options?
Exactly. So stock markets, and you have the opportunity to invest in stocks, yes. But a question to you maybe also: would you like to do something that is just general thing that everybody is doing, or would you also like to invest your money in something that will maybe bring you more return? That's possible as well here.
But is it risky, or is it like?
Investment comes with risk.
Oh, okay.
Now, if I ask you, the safest thing, what you can do with your money is put under your pillow.
Yeah.
The safest thing. You can also keep it by me. I can keep your money at home. But would that bring you return? So when we talk about investment, it's always about return possibilities. Our job is to look, okay, how much risk is the client willing to take? Then to choose a strategy. And of course, we can minimize risk by 2 things. Simple things.
Like do your research and.
I was okay. Maybe here a question. Okay, if I do my own, let's suppose I am diagnosed with cancer. I do all of my own research to treat me.
You have to go to the doctor.
Exactly, that was the case. But you can minimize risk, for example, by time. For example, I invest today. I want to get the money out by tomorrow. It's risky. I don't know where the price of the share will be. Will it be up or high? The more time I stay invested in specific strategies, the less risk I have.
If I have like some disease and then I just Google will tell me like I have 10 diseases, but like, if you go to the doctor, then it will be like, okay, yeah, you have this specific one, and then okay, boys and girls, Namrata is having her workshop about this whole just tell them about your workshop.
Exactly. So the workshop will be about financial planning for expats in general, and I can talk about many topics, but I would also like to know from the community. You can tell us in the comments section what are the questions that you have, what are the topics you're keen to know more about. Also maybe your story. Are you already in Germany? Are you planning to move? Then we can cover all of these topics in the workshop.
Yeah.
We can also meet one-on-one. So for somebody who is much lost in the jungle, in the financial jungle in Germany, maybe the workshop and the questions that you have in the
Would
section
definitely
exactly
help. Yeah. Okay. So go sign up for the workshop if you are interested in knowing more about the how to like get through the whole financial jungle of Germany. And I think, of course, I've put every detail in the bio as well. So go sign up, and you are good to go in Germany then. Bye bye. How do you say choose? Choose.
Cheers.
Choose.